Welcome to the Peaceful Home. I'm so happy to have you here today as I prepare for the 4th of July, getting my summer front porch all in order. I've got some DIYs to show you today, all with thrifted finds. It's blowing out here, and that wind chime is so loud you wouldn't have been able to hear me. Hopefully you can hear me over the birds. I am working on my summer front porch. Now this is quite a delay since we had a sabbatical for the month of June, and then I ended up getting sick this week. So today is July 1st, and I'm gonna see what I can get done just this evening, have it ready for this 4th of July weekend. This is my 4th of July bin, and it's always fun at the beginning of a season to look through stuff that I haven't looked at for a year. Well, except for when I've dropped things in here that I've thrifted. And this is a tablecloth that I just thrifted that I was going to cut up and I decided not to. Got an old flag that I got last year. These are 2 blankets that I thrifted in this last year, and they are so beautiful. I can tell I have a tag on this one. $4.97 for this gorgeous blanket. It is made of wool, so it doesn't really fit with summer, but the colors are perfect. And I'm only gonna use it for decoration. I've got some little flags that I tea dyed a couple of years ago, just to get rid of that bright white new look. Got a star that I've had for years. This is another thrift find, and of course I'm going to turn it to July 4th. Here's some fabric that I thrifted that I'm probably not going to use this year, but it'll come in handy for the future. The last thing in here is a quilt that my daughter Abby, whoops, hold on. My daughter Abby gave this to me, I think last summer. No, 2 years ago when her son was born, because I call it the Theseus quilt. And it's perfect for the 4th of July. So I can't wait to find a spot for this here on the porch. I'm also going to be making a little s'mores bar. We'll be having that this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out today just so you can see what I'm doing. Already, I can't decide if I want to drape this, put it on the blanket ladder, or just stack it and have it sitting on a table. It's just so pretty to look at. Step 1 of almost any project is the cleanup. I needed to tidy, get rid of clutter, move these stacking chairs, and I also needed to give some attention to the outdoor furniture. These cushions had some spills on them that just some soap and water took care of. Next was changing out the blankets on the blanket ladder, which really is just an old paint ladder that was left on the property. I forgot to show you these. Now I'm cheating a little bit because I haven't even done the thrift haul from this. This is from my summer road trip of thrifting. I will put the playlist to that below. But I went to the most amazing antique store in Santa Rosa, California, called Whistle Stop Antiques, and I picked up these 2 tins. Just fell in love with them. They were a really great price. I also got a beautiful vintage flag, and this one is so old. You can tell by the fabric and the stitching, and I just think it's beautiful. I got one other thing. They had an amazing selection of vintage and antique postcards, and I found this one of an American flag, and it actually has the stamp on the back. Someone wrote their friend a postcard. It's dated 1947. This was the perfect time to try out the new tablecloth by putting it on this water tank that we tipped upside down. I also ran in the house and grabbed just a couple of red, white, and blue books that I could use in the decor. I've been collecting scraps of red, white, and blue fabric, knowing that I wanted to make a banner like this for the porch. It's so easy to make. Here is some of the fabric I thrifted on a road trip. I love this little tiny dot, as well as this red floral. And this is a sheet, as well as this one. You've got to check sheets if you're looking for fabric. I've got quite an assortment of blues here. I'm just trying to figure out which ones I should use. So I do like that There's a white background on a lot of these. This one's slightly yellowish. This one is a beige. I do not think I'll use this one. I think it would just look out of place. Also, I feel like these are maybe, that one's a little bright. This one is way too bright. And this one as well. Maybe this one out. And this one's a very, very light blue. These two are very similar, so I really only need one. I've also decided not to use this tablecloth that I thrifted for this purpose, but again, it's got a beige background, and I decided I would really like to use it as a tablecloth. I also, that one kind of has a purple tinge, and I don't want the pink. So those will come out. And this would be the only solid, so I don't think I'll use that either. It would be weird to have almost all prints and then just throw a solid in there. I think I'll start with these, see how far I get. Now, as far as the reds, again, I have quite a few that, as far as value, they're kind of a light to medium. This is definitely a dark, as is this. That would really stand out against some of these other ones. But we'll see. I might just kind of play with it and see in the end how it looks. I figured out the size I wanted. Mine is about 7 inches wide, and from the top to the very tip is just over 10 inches. And I used the top of a pizza box to cut out a template, and I used that along with my rotary cutter to slice up all of these triangles. I had 2 pieces of fabric. I did put them right sides together because originally I was going to stitch the V, turn it inside out, and press it. And I decided that was just way too much work. So what I ended up doing was trimming the 2 parts of the V with pinking shears to make sure it didn't fray. It would absolutely be worth investing in a rotary cutter just for this project. Once they were all cut out, it took me less than an hour to trim the 2 edges with the pinking shears, so it went really fast. And in the end, I'm really glad I chose to do it this way. Now remember that you could always use iron-on hemming tape if you want a no-sew option. Other people have used hot glue to glue bias tape, or even twine to the top of the pennants. When I finished, I laid all the pieces out on the carpet to get an idea of the pattern that I wanted, varying the colors and the values. Then it was time to put it together. I used 1/2 inch double wide bias tape, and as I put each triangle in between the tape, I measured about 2 inches in between each one. And I would run my sewing machine until the needle was completely through the edge. Then I could position the rest of the piece inside the bias tape. You just have to kind of snug it in there, smooth the tape over, making sure it's even front and back, and then run your straight line right across. This makes sure that you're catching the whole triangle within the bias tape. I forgot to mention that once I had laid out all of the pieces on the carpet, I just stacked them up in order. So it was really easy to just grab the next one on the pile and sew it into the bias tape. The bias tape comes in 3-yard packs, and I needed several of these. And so when you run out and you need to attach the next line, you need to open them fully and put them right sides together at a 90-degree angle. And then you can pin the very corner and the lower part, and you can see here in between the pins from corner to corner of the square, I'm drawing a line, and that's my sew line. Once you stitch along that, you are able to then trim the very corner piece. I usually cut it about 1/8 of an inch away from the drawn line, and then you're going to open it up, and you're basically going to refold it the way it was originally, and then you're ready to keep sewing. Hanging this was much easier than I thought. I counted about 10 flags for each section, and I just used a clothespin to attach it to the string lights that were already up. Good morning. Last night it was just getting too dark for me to finish up, so I decided to wait, start fresh this morning, and of course I thought of another project. I couldn't help it. I looked down at one of my favorite things, this beautiful teal water bottle, and I thought, wouldn't it be darling with large flags coming out of it? Well, I don't have any. So I think I'm going to take some of the fabric I have and just cut them into squares and attach them to dowels. I made quite a variety of sizes and staggered the sticks as well. I used an old pitcher outside to put in the roasting sticks, and this is my tried and true marshmallow tin. I love unwrapping everything. There's nothing worse than having a toasty hot marshmallow and having to find a place to put it while you unwrap your chocolate or your graham crackers. Thank you for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. God bless you and God bless your family.